Welcome to Thought Leader Life, where we are helping to democratize thought leadership. Join us each week where we interview a new thought leader about what it takes to become and maintain thought leadership in a number of different vertical markets. To learn more, check out www.thoughtleaderlife.com. Hi, Mitchell Levy, Global Credibility. I was gonna do that again. Global Credibility Expert. Actually, for one of the interviews, I said Global Credibility Episode. I'm not sure why that comes out, but here we are. And welcome to this special episode of Thought Leader Life, where we focus on credibility of those we're talking to. And I am so excited to talk with Michael Lee. He is the president of Etho Connect and marketing guru who is a leading expert in selling to people from diverse cultures. And Michael participated on one of the first anthology books we ever did, which was in the 42 Rules series, which was 42 Rules for Creating Success with Books. And it was really nice to get your input and feedback on that. And Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mitchell. I'm glad to see you again, my friend.
Good to be seen. We have not aged at all. Hey, Michael, so what is your customer point of pain? What is your CPOP?
Well, these days I've moved just slightly from working with people in terms of diverse cultures to helping executives in the workplace survive and thrive in the new world of Me Too.
Okay.
Scary, isn't
it? and I shouldn't say a touchy topic. So, okay. So
I'm going to keep that one in mind.
I know, bad words, bad Mitchell. Yeah. And we're going to keep, by the way, just so you know, we'll keep the intro because we live in a world where we do make mistakes, and that's really okay. So what do you do? What does that mean to help executives thrive in this world today?
Well, I got to tell you, Mitchell, right now, executives and men at all levels in the workplace these days are running scared. I hear men say they're not going to have any more meetings with women. They're not going to have any dinners with women. They're not going to travel with women colleagues. They're not going to coach or mentor women colleagues. And that doesn't help women advance in the workplace at all. In fact, doing that could certainly lead to a harassment complaint because you're discriminating against women. So I'm trying to help men feel just a little more comfortable in the workplace working with women. And it isn't that difficult. And yet, unfortunately, we've had some challenges, as everybody knows.
I hear that. So you've described the pain. What is that? What is it that you do? How do you help?
So I help men understand how they can interact with women safely, comfortably, and supportively. Not avoid them, but how do you have meetings with women in a way that's safe? You just leave the door open. And we shouldn't have to do that. But unfortunately, right now we're on a pendulum. So you've got Me Too at one side and what we used to do at the other side. And someday we're going to settle somewhere in the middle. But right now we're over on this end where we have to be hyper careful about what we do. We've got to build our armor out there and be absolutely 100% careful and upright and upstanding so no one can question our actions, our motives, or what we do.
And are you doing this in one-on-one settings or in a classroom setting or online training? How do you?
All of the above. I mean, I started out decades ago, and the reason I decided to kind of make a bit of a shift is when the Me Too movement started, I started thinking, gosh, what are men who are not prone to harassment, what are they thinking and what are they doing in the workplace to stay safe? And I'm thinking back, I have over the years coached executives in Fortune 100 and 500 companies who have been accused of harassment. And so I go in and help them to understand what they're doing isn't appropriate and how to change their behavior. I can't change their thinking. I can't change their religion. I can't change their beliefs. Hell, I can't even change which football team they follow, but I can change their behavior. And that's what gets them in trouble in the workplace, are behaviors that they might have thought were okay in the past, I mean, calling women babe, cookie, honey, things like that are not appropriate anymore. And a lot of people are still stuck in long time ago. I don't know what happened, but the time has passed them by, especially our executives. Some of them are a bit older. Some of them are from different parts of the country, like down in the South. They do things a little differently. And people today are from different parts of the world.
Right.
In many parts of the world, men reign supreme. You can do pretty much anything you want. And when you come to America and in the Me Too movement, you can't do that anymore.
So what gives you credibility? I think you just mentioned a little bit, but what gives you the credibility to do what you do?
Well, it's 20 years of diversity as well as harassment training, coaching, and specifically, though, coaching executives one-on-one who have been accused of discrimination. And the basic point of the company is you work with Michael or you are gone. And I'm talking big top executives. And so they've all been able to hang around longer, some not as long as others, if they do what I tell them to do. But the challenge is sometimes it's tough for people to get it through their heads that we have to change what we're doing. And a lot of them, they look at me and say, well, it's your fault that I'm out of a job. I said, no, what I did was I extended your career for 3 more years. Sorry about that. But that's what we've got to do these days. And it's just not that difficult to be sensitive to other people, including minorities and women.
And so 20 years of doing this, is there anything else like certificates, programs, schooling, School of Hard Knocks? What else is credible?
Well, certainly School of Hard Knocks. I not only have a doctorate degree in business, but I also have a certificate in human relations and inclusiveness and diversity from Cornell University, besides having spent decades coaching top execs on how not to harass women and how to just be more supportive of women in the workplace.
Got it. I like it better. Thank you. So how do people find you, or before people talk to you, how do they realize that Michael Lee is the person? How do you share that credibility with the world so that people then come to you so you could have that conversation?
Well, like everybody else, I have a website, menintheminefield.com. I've got a book coming out called Men in the Minefield of Sexual Harassment. But basically, it's been all word of mouth, Mitchell. People say, hey, you got to talk to Michael. You got to work with Michael. You got to bring him in because this is a little bit different. And I'm probably one of the few people out there doing specifically this kind of work at this moment.
Yeah, I think this was the
Hey,
first
by the way,
time as we were preparing for this interview, it's like, wait a second, this is a new Michael that I didn't know, and I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this before. So listen, if you are sitting on a board, if you are part of a management team, if you are an exec yourself and you're having an issue on being as effective as you possibly can in today's Me Too world, you're going to want to reach out to Michael Lee. Michael, how do people reach out to you?
Well, it's very simple, Mitchell. I've got an 800 number, 800-417-7325, 800-417-7325, or my personal email is very simple, 88mlee@gmail.com, 88mlee@gmail.com. And it's not surprising you haven't heard of the topic, Mitchell, because there's just not a huge line of people wanting to do this kind of work. But
oh no, well, I actually there's a couple of lawyers I know of that are constantly busy because of it.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Lawyers, no, I haven't heard other people, so that's really beautiful.
Well, I'm trying to be a little more preventative than I'll sue your ass, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Michael. Thanks for sharing your credibility with us today, and thanks to everyone else for joining us for this special credibility episode of Thought Leader Life. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you at the next channel. Take care, everybody. Bye now. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Thought Leader Life. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and activate us by going to thoughtleaderlife.com/activate. Till next time.